How's it going, boys? Today, I want to talk about sports betting. And as many of you may know, casinos are in the business of taking your money away. Something crazy like 99% of all gamblers lose their money at the end of the day. And that's very common. That's very normal. It's understandable because Vegas was not built on winners, right? They have these fancy hotels, fancy casinos, amazing websites for you to bet on. Like all these things cost money and they got it from somewhere. So, how do you actually beat these casinos? How do you beat the sports books? How do you make money gambling? Well, there's, some people do it by, playing poker. Some people count cards on blackjack. But personally, my favorite way is to bet on sports. And the reason why sports betting is my favorite way to beat the bookies and beat the casinos and make profit long term is because it's so remote and you can do it anywhere. I can just do it inside my house. I can just go on my phone, place a couple bets, and boom, I'm already getting my edge and I'm making profit. So sports betting is truly the future. Back in 2018 when the regulations were changed, and 2021 for Ontario market, sports betting is everywhere. There's so many books everywhere giving you free money for you to sign up, and it's just crazy. Like there's so many out there. Like every couple months there's one popping out, right? Sports betting got legalized, and I want to get into how you can actually make money sports betting. So as you guys know, like sports books, the way how they make money from you, a lot of people lose money. Most people lose money sports betting. And it's very simple. The math is basically that they charge a vig for every bet that you place. They don't charge you a fee, but they charge you a vig. A very simple example I can bring up is if I just go to, the Celtics game and the Pacers game tonight, and I'm looking at this game. Let's go something like let's pick like a over under bet because that's easy. Everybody understands over unders, total points. So we just look at some main lines. So yeah, this is a perfect example, right? So we go here. This is about a 50-50. Let's say Pinnacle or um 1x bet Rivers. They're all minus lines. And what this basically is that they think the point is gonna be around like 20 around 221.5 or 222.5. It's either gonna be more or less, and it's basically like a 50-50 for a lot of these things. So like bet MGMs think it's a 50-50 here, so it's like about 50% of the time will go over, 50 it will be under, but they don't pay you 50-50 of the odds. It just doesn't make sense because a fair bet would be plus 100, right? If it's like heads or tails. Imagine if you bet on heads and I gave you 90 cents instead of $1 when you bet a dollar. It's basically like over the long run you will lose, right? And then they got some people betting the over, some betting the under for every single thing similar to this, and they don't pay you out the full amount. The vig is in the odds itself, like 10 cents. So that's basically why people lose. Now, sports books, they have to manage a lot of lines. They have to manage countless lines. There's so many player props, right? There's so many things going on. There's actually like no way for them to properly like do this without making a mistake. It's actually very difficult, like very, very difficult. They do have professionals doing this, but they still make mistakes. And all these sports books have different odds, which is amazing. Like these are just the odds that are listed between all the different sports books, and you can see they're all different, right? So this is the amazing thing about sports betting. So unlike like trading stocks where all the prices are like the same for everything, if you buy it like Apple stock, whatever, this sports books they literally offer different prices for the market. So it's like if I'm betting on the Celtics minus 8.5, I will never go to any of these other sports books if I can find this line at Pinnacle for plus 118. So I would only bet this on Pinnacle, right? Because anywhere else I would just be losing profit. It's the same exact outcome, but they give you more money. Now sometimes this could happen in the event where let me just turn on my sports books here. Let me just select all of these books here, and we got some more options going. So, for example, we got Andrew for plus over 1. I mean under 1.5 threes made in the game tonight. And everywhere else is saying is minus 105, minus 102, whatever, plus 100. But FanDuel is giving you plus 120, guys. FanDuel thinks that he's really going to make it. This is a 10% edge. So you want to be betting this. And, you know, it's not a guaranteed hit because the thing is nobody can predict the future. You just don't know unless people are cheating, right? Some people do that, but that's not allowed. Like that's literally illegal. But sportsbooks can't predict the future. Nobody can. Trying to predict the future is so stupid. It literally doesn't make sense because you can't predict it. Like you have data to back up a possibility of what can happen. So basically they will give you a possibility of like whether he will go more than 1.53 or less, right? And then there's calculators here to help you understand that, like the Novik Fair Odds calculator that will tell you like how much what will win and what will lose, which I'll get into that. But over here, basically, they give you a rough percentage of the chance it will happen. So you can't win every single bet. It's impossible. The best sports bettors out there don't win every single bet. Everyone who says like, "Yo, this is a lock. I'm gonna put the lock in tonight. This is guaranteed to win." They're all frauds. It's not possible to just know something. So you would have to place multiple bets, and as long as you're like winning more times than you're losing, not saying that you need a 50% win rate. That's actually like a myth. You don't, because if you're betting stuff like 200 odds, you only need to win like 20% of the time or something like that. So you just have to make sure that you're placing enough volume so the variance goes away, right? It's kind of like betting on coin flips, and you're getting paid 1.1 odds for heads or tails, but you might lose 10 in a row. But if you're betting a million times, the variance kind of disappears, and that's the beauty of sports books. So you guys might be like, hey, how did you know this was positive EV, right? One thing, this is refreshed every second on OddsJam. That's why, like, if you guys didn't know, this website is called OddsJam. This is literally the goat of sports betting. This is the bread and butter of how you can make money sports betting right here, right? This positive EV page. This is what I use. This is what I love. Um, but yeah, guys. So as I was saying, what OddsJam does is that they use kind of a strategy. So instead of trying to analyze the outcome, like trying to analyze the games yourself, you kind of do it backwards, right? You kind of abuse the fact that sports books have different lines, and there's so many of them, and they're all competing. So if you see here, all of these sports books are offering like 170, 175, blah blah, all these. But this one, Kasumo, is offering plus 200. Now, you know, it's either all of these guys are wrong or Kasumo's wrong. And obviously Kasumo is wrong because there's no way that all of these sportsbooks are wrong, right? Pinnacle's super sharp, Bet365 is sharp, DraftKings, all these sportsbooks are way more sharp than Kasumo is, right? Like Kasumo's not that sharp. When I say sharp, it means like how accurate they are in predicting their lines. So this is a really good bet. I would bet, and then based on, there's something called the Kelly criterion, but that's a little bit more advanced. I'll talk about that later. But pretty much we have a $50 bet to place on here. OddsJam literally tells you. And this is basically like you can input a Kelly criterion, and then calculator, they calculate it for you. I usually put 25%. But I put my bankroll as 5,000, and then that's how they recommend this for me. So it's kind of like what you want to bet. I also know people that flat bet, so they bet like, basically the same amount for every game. I don't really recommend that because, sometimes the odds are crazy. You don't want to risk too much. You can mess around with all these settings, but the main gist of it is that as long as you're putting money on these positive EV plays, you're gonna get a good return. This is like probably the best way to do it. You get the most edge, it's safest. There's no like live game trouble. You might make a mistake. It's pretty much, if the odds change, you don't bet. If they don't, you bet. It's very, very simple, and very just if you write out uh the variance, you will profit in the long run. Now, if some people are kind of like, if people that actually bet on sports, they will understand this 100%. But if you never bet on sports, you want to make money, I would actually recommend the arbitrage betting page. This one is much more safer. There are some downsides to this, right? The odds can change. You get banned faster. Yeah, I didn't talk about bans, but this will probably be good for you if you're starting out. All you have to really do is don't keep your betting size too big and don't bet on too niche props, right? So something like this, I might want to like stay away from. You also want to round off your bets. I don't really recommend this necessarily if you want to like go in this the long run. However, if you don't plan to be a sports bettor for the rest of your life, which I completely understand, I would actually just say just do arbitrage because it's free money on the table. You can't lose, right? It's guaranteed money. So here you basically bet on both sides. So on Bet Online, you have to get Bet Online Sportsbook and FanDuel, but you go on Bet Online, you place him for the over, Andrew for the over, and you go on FanDuel, you place him for the under. And there's a calculator here. If I just bet, something, they recommend me to bet 110, and I just bet 125 here, right? You want to round your bets. So no matter what happens, I'll make $8. It's pretty nice. I'll make $8.74 no matter what happens. This one is like if he goes under, you'll make $10. If he goes over, you make 7. Yeah, you're betting $200, but hey, you're getting free money, guys. You're pressing 2 buttons. I'm literally going to a sports book, placing a bet. Takes me 1 second, and I'm making $10. Right? It's not bad. It's pretty good. This way, it's a little bit boring. I'm not gonna lie, and some people will like it. There's some live games if you're into that, but you gotta be really quick. This is pretty advanced. I can't even do this right now properly, so I wouldn't recommend it. But it's basically like in the live game, the odds are shifted so much that it goes crazy. Like if I bet like 125 here, I can put 95 here for a guaranteed $80 profit. Now that's really good, but you gotta be careful these lines don't change. So it is a little bit risky, and if you're doing this, you're probably gonna get banned. And why do I keep saying get banned? You guys are like, okay, so if you're gonna get banned, why are you sports betting? Well, the simple answer is because like sports books need to make money, right? They will literally go bankrupt if you're just taking money from them. So they just have to like limit you. What limiting is like you can't bet over a certain amount. And it's usually like $5 even, like $1, couple cents sometimes. And some books limit you faster than others. Like FanDuel is pretty chill. DraftKings, Caesars, these big books are chill. Like the smaller books, like Leo Vegas, right? Some other ones are like Casumo probably. A Betano fucking limits you super quick. Yeah, they just limit you. You take their money, but hey, you made a good amount of money, guys. It's really good money. Like, and not this is not even considering the amount of promotions they can add. Like, they will give you promotions to sign up, which is crazy. Like, BetMGM gave me $2,000 to sign up. FanDuel gave me 1,000. Betano gave me like 600. Tony Bets gave me like 350. Proline gave me like 500. Bet Rivers gave me 500 too. They're not exactly cash, but they are like free bets or like matching deposits. One I'm doing right now is actually Bulldog. That's why I have everything else marked out except for Bulldog. I'm in Ontario, so I use Proline and Bulldog, which is, let me see where Bulldog is. Yeah, it's right here. So one thing I actually use myself is Bulldog, and the reason is because they gave me a really nice bonus. They gave me a bonus that basically they gave me a bonus that's like a $500 deposit match. So I'm trying to turn that over right now. And as you can see, it's locked currently. I'll just show you guys whatever. It's okay. So on Bulldog, I have $500 match. It's for sports. I need to do it 20. There's a 5x rollover. So if I deposit $1,000, they give me 500, and I'm trying to roll this over, right? So how do I do it? I just do it. Some people do like match betting, like they bet on both sides like that. But guys, I just do positive EV. There's no point. I'll just run it out. I'll make profit. I'm down right now, but it's okay. Like I've been trying to turn this over. I'm actually losing money. Like I'll be completely transparent. I'm actually losing money right now. But it's okay. I believe in the math. I had literally 8 days of losses, and this day was brutal. Right? This is from $1,000 bankroll. But hey, look, I will bounce back. Right? It just happens. Like it's variance. Right? But so I'm getting $500 for free, and that's amazing. I just literally put in money, and I get more money, and I just have to bet a little bit. Like it's very simple. So how do you guys actually use this? I'll put this into the test. So they got plus 105, and everywhere else is minus 120. So this is obviously a very good positive EV bet. And this is for an NBA game tonight. So I'm gonna go to the combo section. I'm just gonna place a bet real quick. Oh, it's right here. Aaron. So I'm gonna click on Aaron over 17.5. Make sure it's the right number because sometimes they tweak it on you. 25. Boom. Placed. Success. And I just do this and press plus. Done. That's it. Oh, there's another one now. So we got Will Brennan. So I'm gonna go to MLB. Right, I'm gonna go base. So I always like to refresh it before I place just in case something changed. We can go to Cleveland Guardians. Nowadays I just bet on one sportsbook at a time. Cause it does take a lot of time. I'm also limited on most sportsbooks, so that's that. Oh, it's 40 now. Wow. It was like 60 a second ago, I think. Yeah, sometimes I just like to refresh it a couple times just cause sometimes like every sportsbook shifts and then they're just the first ones to shift. Wait a minute. Player bases. Okay. Go down, make sure you find the bases. You'll get faster at this as you find it. So yeah, plus 105. Let's see, refresh. Yeah, $40 just to check. Sometimes I like to double check. Yep, seems pretty good. Everywhere is minus 120. So yeah, $40 on this. Boom, confirmed. Nice. Just got some value in. And I am turning over my bonus, which is something that is basically my goal, is to turn over the bonus. I'm already 41% of the way there. It's only been less than a week. So probably by next week, I will complete this. And I have another deposit bonus for $375 for free. I just have to deposit 500. It's free money, guys. It's free money. I'm not even doing that much work. I'm literally just pressing 2 buttons, guys. It's so good, man. Start sports betting if you haven't. Use OddsJam. It's so easy. Yes, there's a fee, but you will make that money back in like literally the first day. I'm not even kidding. If you never sports bet it before in your life, you never been to sports betting, you just sign up for one sports book, you will get your money back for the first month. You do like 3 of them and you'll get your money back for the whole year. Like it's really just like, and then everything else you make after that is just profit, profit, profit. It's a little bit of work, I won't lie. You have to click some buttons, okay? But like, come on. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something else about sports betting. Have any questions, leave in the comments below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.